between 1 and 15. And then like, okay, so it's that one, And then I will change the numbers because I don't want to reduce the final exam to you taking 3 sheets of paper and studiously recording all of the answers from my previous tests so you can play matching game. Like, that is not what math is, and that's not what I want to encourage. I want you to know that that won't work. I will change the numbers. They will not be literally the same problems. They will be very similar to the given problems, right? So if you understand the mechanics of how to solve the problems on the tests and quizzes, you have a very solid chance at acing the final. Just like if you compare, like take a time to compare quiz 3 to test 3, you'll see that almost without exception, they are the same problems with different numbers. Slightly different patterns, but they're very closely tied. And I would expect the same with final exam part 1. Again, factor, 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 and look for common terms that can be reduced. So I got a lot of people, more people had this one right than the previous one. I'm not sure, which is kind of funny because I think like this one's more complicated. So this one here, we have the sum in the numerator, so we can break it up into a sum of fractions. And then, again, I look for common things to cancel, like x squared with x squared, 10 over 2 is 5. X to the 5th over x squared is x cubed. X to the 6th over x squared is x to the 4th. And like 10 over 2 is 5, 20 over 2 is 10. I think some people had some really minor problems here, like they somehow transcribed the 20 to become a 2 here. I had some stuff like that happen. I only took off like a point for that kind of copying error. This one here, I think I took off 3 points if I felt like you just kind of like half simplified it, but you could go further, and I think that this is the natural thing to simplify. I gave one person a bonus point because they actually factored this. You can pull out an A-1 from that. There's none of you guys. It was somebody in the other section. But I was like, cool. And you can kind of see that this can happen. If you put A equals to 1, you get 2 minus 3 plus 1, which is 0. So if you think about the factor theorem, the fact that if you plug A equals to 1 into this, it gives you 0, means that you can pull out like an A-1 from that. So it actually does factor. But if you did that, I give you bonus points, because I don't think it's obvious. So, anyway, this one here, cube root of minus 8 times x to the 15th gives me a cube root of 8, which is 2, a minus 1, and x to the 15 over 3, which is 5. So minus 2x to the 5th. A lot of people got this one right. That's good. A lot of people got this wrong for a lot of different reasons. If I felt like you were kind of on the right track, I think I only took off like 2 points. I was pretty generous in the partial credit here, probably more generous than I should have been. Hope you can forgive me. But I tried to design this so the 46 would cancel with that 46 and just leave us with that nice, happy 7 minus root 3 answer. So the strategy here is always to take the denominator and like replace the plus with a minus on the radical and then multiply by 1 in this way. And so the radicals will cancel out and leave you with a number without roots, a rational number. Same song and dance for problem 10. I took off like 2 points or 3 points if it looked like you were kind of in the hunt, but you just didn't quite do it right. Problem 11, this is pretty much like problem 1 on the exercise sheet. And it was also like pretty similar to quiz 3 problem. Basically make a common denominator and then cross multiply, or anyway, 70 was the answer. This one here, I had some people just guess x equals to 2. If you are going to guess x equals to 2, you should say, put the words on your paper, I guess x equals to 2. That would help me. And I think guessing x equal to 2 here is not impossible, but here's the work I was wanting you to show, something like this. I think I just took off 1 point for guessing. there. But this one here, the answer was 42. And some of you like squared it without moving the 2 to the other side. You can't do that. You have to have the square root isolated before you square. And then finally, this one here, there was, you notice my solution, going from here to here, minus 14 minus x is minus 13. And then bad things happen. If you do what you're supposed to, which is minus 14 minus 1 is minus 15, then it factors nice like this, and you quickly find your way to the answer, which was 9, and the other 6 was extraneous. So that's your test in a nutshell. We can discuss it further next class, but that's it for today. Sorry, I went a minute over. I will shut up.